Remember Lagan? Not the movie, the actual tax. Well, guess who's come up with a new tax this time? USA. And it's not farmers, but NRIs that are affected. NRIs are panic sending money to India because the US government just introduced the One Big Beautiful Bill. And it's about to slap a beautiful 3.5% tax on every dollar you send home to India. Have fun. Yeah, every transfer taxed. No, it's not just speculation. This bill has already passed the House and is now being debated in the Senate as of the shooting of this video. If it passes, it could cost you thousands of dollars over the next few years or save you thousands if you know what to do about it. What's actually in this bill? Who does it hit figuratively? And what could this mean for India? And what can NRIs do about it? I break it down in this video. So where are you going? Sit and subscribe. Hi, I'm Nupur Dave and I'm thrilled to be a part of Zerodha's media network. Here on NRI Diaries, we make sense of the messy stuff of NRI life. Career pivots, moving countries, managing money, and finding meaning. So hit subscribe and let's figure out these big life decisions one story at a time. Is Uncle Sam the first one to put a tax on remittances? You don't even have to Google this to know that this can't be a first. So obviously not. History has seen it before. Once upon a time, Middle East countries like Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia and the UAE all came up with different plans to take a cut out of workers' money transfers. Some wanted to charge 5%, others tried monthly fees, but most of them gave up on these ideas pretty quickly. These policies failed and boomeranged in unexpected ways. Workers started avoiding these countries and looking for jobs elsewhere. People found sneaky ways to send money home without paying the tax. Then these countries got diplomatic backlash from the workers' home countries. These taxes came with the risk of economic self-sabotage. खुद के ही पैरों पे कुल्हाड़ी मारना. Migrants send money because they can't invest where they work. Taxing that flow doesn't redirect the money. It just shrinks it. In the end, these taxes just made less money flow around, which hurt local businesses and made everything worse for everyone. So what is this new tax? This One Big Beautiful Bill wants to tax money anyone sends to outside the US. The tax percentage seems to have changed since it first announced. For now, it's between 3.5 to 5% on every dollar. If the bill is passed, from Jan 2026, the tax will be collected at the source by banks, remittance providers and apps and paid directly to the US Treasury. So who gets hit by this tax bullet? If you're a US citizen, you don't have to pay. I mean, you still have to pay, but you can claim it as a refund. US citizens will have to do it through qualified remittance providers, which means not all money transfer services count. Your favorite app might not be shortlisted, and citizens might have to prove they're citizens every time they send. It's a pain. But at least citizens can claim it as a refund. If you're anything other than a US citizen, you have to let go of this money, like Titanic pay Rose let go of Leonardo from the floating door, like that. Do you know how many people this is going to affect? About 50 million, 50. This includes the forever bakras, the H-1B visas for sure, but also students on F-1 visas, green card holders and undocumented immigrants. What are the costs of this to you? The math adds up fast. Sending $1,000 monthly, that's $420 gone every year. Over a decade, you're looking at $5,000 to $10,000 in taxes. That's a lot of MacBooks and iPhones you could have bought. And for people planning to move to India and transfer all their cash, this could cost serious money. What this means for NRIs is that this tax isn't just about losing 3.5% of your money. It's about fundamentally changing how you manage your finances between two countries. First, you need to become a planner. That property you've been eyeing in Bangalore or that fund you wanted to transfer gradually to, the clock is ticking. You might want to move that money before Jan 2026 and park it in your NRE account. Transfer will take a bit longer too. Banks and money transfer apps might require more forms and more documentation, resulting in longer waiting times. Then there's the psychological pressure this creates to become a US citizen, as if there wasn't enough pressure already. On top of this, you need to get organized. You'll need to keep records of every transfer for telling your tax guy, because who knows when you'll need that paper trail. And we all know how much fun it is to download statements from banks. For anyone planning to move back to India or make major investments there, this tax throws a wrench into everything. Property purchases, retirement transfers, even helping with family emergencies, all of this has just become 3.5% more expensive and more complicated. So why is this tax being introduced? The government says this tax will do three things: make money to pay for things like border security, stop people from coming to America illegally, and prevent criminals from moving dirty money around. The intended target is illegal immigrants. But who else feels the heat? Regular people who are already following the rules and paying the taxes. Last year, about 32 billion in remittances to India came from America. But this isn't just about India. This tax affects money sent to Mexico, Philippines, Bangladesh, and every other country. India just happens to be the biggest recipient globally. Economists estimate that a 5% remittance tax could reduce inflows by 10 to 15%, translating to a loss of $3 to $5 billion a year for India alone. It could also weaken the rupee by 1 to 1.5 rupees, forcing the RBI to step in more often to stabilize the currency, costing precious foreign reserves in the process. It also slows down grassroots investment. A lot of remittance money goes into building small things in India. For example, I use my US money to renovate my restroom at my parents' home. I know, right? So this American tax hurts the hand that funds household budgets in states like Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Maharashtra. The repercussions of this tax in the US might be varied and scary. The tax may push people to send cash in hand. Picture your cousin Rajesh stuffing $5,000 in his carry-on and sweating through customs like he's smuggling secrets. Or people turning to Hawala networks and crypto apps that operate with zero oversight. This means less traceable money in the system and more opportunities for fraud, scams, and even money laundering. In fact, a recent study shows that 1 in 4 people are already using crypto to send money across borders. This tax could reverse decades of progress in bringing underserved populations into formal banking system. It also creates regulatory overhead. Every bank and fintech will now have to verify the citizenship status of anyone sending money abroad. That's not just extra paperwork, that's extra cost. And guess who's paying for it? Who? Hum sab. Banks won't be nice and eat the cost, they'll just raise fees everywhere. While we're only discussing educated creamy layer NRIs, this tax hits the migrant population, especially from Mexico. They aren't exactly splurging at Neiman Marcus. If they now have to send more just to cover this tax, they'll spend less locally. This could spark labor shortages. It won't happen overnight, but if the cost of supporting their families gets too high, why would they stay? It also hurts small businesses in your own neighborhood. Think of your local 7-Eleven or grocery store. These stores rely on offering remittance services to bring in customers. A tax like this chips at their already slim margins. And what about America's image? For generations, the US has been seen as a land of opportunity, a place that welcomes and rewards hard work. With this, Uncle Sam looks conjuice. This tax is projected to raise $22 billion over 10 years. That's just $2 billion a year, a drop in the bucket for the federal budget. But to get it, the US would disrupt financial systems, damage diplomatic ties, hurt migrant families, and risk its global reputation. So what can NRIs do right now? Well, you have to suck it up, first of all. I could tell you to make your voice heard and contact your representatives and spread awareness, but I don't want to be the one who's bhadkaoing you from here. Plus, remember, you're on a visa, so don't just do andolan of any sorts unless everyone else is. The last thing you need is to get deported over the 3.5% tax. If you're planning to send large amounts of money to India, plan it. Sit with a tax advisor. Do it before Jan 2026 when this tax starts. Don't try to be too clever and carry cash on your body. The only thing worse than paying a 3.5% tax is explaining to an immigration officer why you have $10,000 taped to your body. The legal risks are too high, and getting caught would ruin your immigration status, cost you much more in penalties, or even land you in jail. It's simply not worth it. Just pay the tax and keep your legal status clean. Plan now, stay informed, and don't wait until this law is in place. If you found this breakdown helpful, share it with your friends, especially those living in the US. I'm Nupur Dave, and I help NRIs navigate career, finance, and life. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.